At 23 years old, I'm making $690.66 every single month by doing nothing more than owning a house. That still feels crazy to me because a year ago, I was just graduating college, and I feel like typically at that point, you're just trying to find a job, trying to figure out how to afford rent, never mind actually owning a property. And I feel like most young people have been told over and over again that buying a home isn't realistic anymore, just that it's not worth it, or maybe it's something that you can do way later in life, but that's not something you would want to do in your 20s. But my first year as a landlord taught me a very different lesson. No one's going to tell you this, but home ownership is not only possible in your early 20s, it actually might be the only way you're going to find financial security. There's a concept called house hacking, and it not only saved me money on rent, it actually printed me money every single month, and it completely changed how I think about wealth and financial freedom. I bought a duplex. It's like 2 apartments in one house, and when I bought my duplex, it cost $137,500. You don't have to pay all of that up front, but you get a mortgage. So I ended up paying about $15,000 down, $15,000 at closing. With what's called an FHA loan, it could be as little as $4,812.50. That's about the same, or maybe even less than what a lot of people pay just to move into their first apartment, with first month's rent, last month's rent, security deposit. And at first I lived in the upstairs 2-bedroom apartment, and I rented out the downstairs 2-bedroom apartment to a family for $1,000 a month. And then my total monthly costs, mortgage, insurance, taxes, utilities, all of that came out to about $1,400. Now, I was in this new apartment, and I was only paying around $400 a month for my own full 2-bedroom apartment with a big backyard in a house. And then when I got a roommate upstairs paying me $600 a month, that turned into $200 of profit every month. So I was profiting, I was making money every month to live in my own house. And then finally I did end up moving out and renting out the unit that I was living in for $1,300. So the numbers really started to click. Now I was netting $690.66 every month. That's the real conservative number too, including utilities and lawn care and all of these things that sometimes people don't always remember to include. $700 a month, let's go. But the thing is, cash flow is only one of the 4 ways that you can make money by owning a house. So cash flow is the profit left over after all expenses, my $690.66 a month. The second way that you can make money by doing this is loan paydown. A lot of the money coming in and out of this little business is going toward the loan. It's paying down my loan, so at the end of 30 years, I'm gonna have an asset that I can sell. Now the principal paydown actually starts pretty low because you're paying off interest first. So for me, that's only about $119.12 a month, but that number goes up over time, and it's money that I'm essentially forced to save over the next 30 years. The third way that I make money every month is appreciation. So over time, houses tend to rise in value. I bought this house for $137,500, but in 30 years when I pay it off, it very well may be worth $1 million. And then I just get to sell that. Let's go. The fourth way I make money from doing this is tax benefits. And this is a huge one. I know it doesn't seem as exciting because you don't think of tax benefits as your income. But if you pay $3,000 less in taxes a year, you're basically making an extra $3,000. It's kind of a cheat code. Basically the way that they look at it is that your house is depreciating over time, even though I just explained how it appreciates over time. It goes up in value, but on a tax basis, your house sort of goes down in value. And so that's a hit to your income. So you pay way less taxes. I paid thousands of dollars less in taxes last year. I'm not sure if that's how it should work, but that's how it does work. The system is set up for people that own assets, and so it really benefits you to own assets. It's not only not impossible, like I feel like so many people will make you believe nowadays, but it's actually the most surefire way to build wealth in your early 20s. All right, so you might be thinking, okay, the money's cool, but like now you're a landlord. So yeah, it definitely was a bit of a shift in responsibility, like just going right out from college, but it's just kind of how you want to spend your free time. Like you can definitely do this in addition to a job. It's just like, all right, my free time after work or whatever, feeling a little bit like an old head mowing my lawn as like a little early 20s something. The concern if you're younger is that people won't pay you rent. I feel like it just matters that you're professional. I was getting them all the documents that they needed to be renting with me. I was fixing things around their apartment. It eventually does become passive income to some extent. I'm living on the other side of the country right now and making this $690.66 a month, but it's a service that you're providing to your tenants. I'm essentially employed by my tenants. I also tried to go a little bit above and beyond, and like I got the kids a swing set, got them some toys, renovated the backyard a little bit, added a little patio. Being 22 didn't matter. Like people don't care how old you are as long as you take care of business. People say it doesn't make sense to buy a house anymore. I was watching a lot of Graham Stephan on YouTube. He was talking about how he was house hacking and he was buying these houses, and that's what got me interested in it. But now he's kind of shifted his position. He says, oh, the interest rates have increased, so it's more expensive to buy houses than it used to be. Yeah, maybe it doesn't make sense in LA or New York City, but you could literally get 10 times or 20 times the value in different cities. You do need to just look at the numbers. What costs more per month, like a mortgage on a regular house or a rent on the same size property? And you can look at this as just like, oh, a little extra side hustle, a little extra $700 a month that you can make, but I think you'd be losing out on the overall lesson, the overall mindset shift that you can have here. Oftentimes, the wealthiest people are not working as many hours as some of the poorest people. We're in capitalism, whether you like the way it works or not. This is the system that we work under. And capitalism rewards you for having capital. I'm thinking about how to buy and own assets that pay me whether I'm working or not. So here's my longer term plan going forward. I can buy a home every year from 20 years old to 30 years old, buy 10 homes over 10 years. I think I can get $1,000 in cash flow on each of these 10 houses. And then by the time I'm 30, I'll make $120,000 passively every year. And at that point, you can also hire someone to manage all the properties for you. Some people really enjoy their jobs, but some people like me, I would feel kind of just like stuck like a cog in a system without having a lot of personal agency, spinning on a hamster wheel without ever getting ahead. Stop focusing on how you can spend your money to consume and enjoy yourself, but spending it on either creating things or buying real assets that will remain years into the future. This saved me money on rent. It made me money every single month. It saved me thousands on taxes, and it gave me an asset that's only going to be more valuable over time. It showed me how to take real responsibility. I'm now learning just basic things around the house. I have people depending on me, and I can't just slack off. If there's a problem, I have to fix it. It's really inserting myself into the world. Anyone can do this if they take it seriously. You have to actually figure out the numbers. Don't just look at a house that looks nice and say that looks good. Figure out what your cash flow is going to be before you buy it. Fill the apartment with renters, right? Because you're going to lose money if you don't do that. You just have to follow through on that. For most people starting out, I would say getting a duplex, a triplex, or a fourplex oftentimes makes the most sense because you can rent out the other units to cover the mortgage, have a place to live for yourself. But even a single family house could work if you live in one of the rooms and say rent out 3 other bedrooms. I don't make videos too frequently. I like to keep you guys updated though, so drop a subscribe if you want to keep updated on the next steps that I take in this journey, and make sure to drop any comments about any specific questions you have about house hacking or starting to invest in real estate, because it's something that I'm relatively new to, but I've been figuring out. So I'm happy to help anyone that's a year or two behind the process that I'm in.